Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Wellness by Design. I'm Jane Hogan, the wellness engineer. And this program is all about helping people figure out how to intentionally design a life based on what their own body needs so that they can achieve optimal health. I'm really happy to welcome today Pantea Kalhor, and she is pretty amazing. I'm going to read her bio now. She is the best-selling author of Rules of Change for the Better. She is also a software engineer. She's an engineer like I am. She has a master's of information technology, and she is PMP and PMP Agile certified. She's also a certified Scrum Master and Agile coach. And as well as her IT degree, she's also a certified life coach, certified PTSD and CBT coach, and has a certification in teaching and training adults. So pretty amazing. And I want to say big welcome to Pantea. Thank you so much for coming to the show, Pantea.
Thank you, Jane, for having me.
Oh, it's just great to have you here. Like, what a list of accomplishments. And I love meeting someone else like me that's in this wellness space, also came from an engineering background. There's not a lot of us really doing this.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. So tell me, how did you end up being in the wellness space after being in IT?
All right. Actually, I was hit by trauma 2 times. So let's say I was hit by PTSD 2 times. First time, somebody robbed my car, threw me out of the car, and I was badly injured. So I had to go to hospital, and for a few months, I was struggling with this pain that I couldn't sleep, I couldn't walk, I couldn't sit. And I was like, nothing to say, like, I couldn't feel the world around me. So it was really hard for me those days, but at bottom of my heart, I tried to pray for the thief. And I said, okay, if you robbed my car, I don't know why you robbed it, why you injured me, but I always pray that you change your mind, or God can be with you and change your life too. So you can't believe this. Everybody told me, he really injured you. How can you pray for him? How can you be so cruel about this? You have lots of pain and lots of injury. And I said, I know something miraculously happened. And I had my mobile inside the car. The thief called the mobile, because in my mobile in contact I say home. So he called, my mom took the phone, and she said, I'm the thief, and I robbed your daughter's car. My mom said, how dare you can call us? And he said, I couldn't sell the car, I couldn't do anything, I just want to return it. I don't know, something happened in my heart, and I'm really I really regret, I can't do this. Because he threatened me with knife, a big knife, and I don't know. And what can you feel when somebody wants to rob your life? You know, that timing, I just thought, okay, I just need my life back. I'm gonna save my life. So after that accident, he returned the car. And then I said, okay, I'm going to change everything about my life, everything, all the negativity from my life, and then this praying stuff, and then something, then you expecting something bad, but you are trying to change it to something good, it will happen to you. So this PTSD, depression after this comes after, even if I had my car, but still I had lots of nightmare that somebody gonna kill me. Yeah. So it took me like 1-2 years to fight with this problem. But after recovery, even if I went back to, I immigrated to Australia, I studied my master degree there. So I started a completely new life there. Again, I had this nightmare. And there again, uh, coming back from the mall, some teenagers hit me. They robbed my bag. I said, what? In this city? This is a nice city. I used to live in Australia, and that city was called the safest city in Australia. And this happened to me. And I was thinking, why this happened to me too many times? And then I was thinking, there is something here I have to change. There's something
Mm-hmm.
about the
You're,
nightmares, about, yeah, all the feelings I have to change.
yeah.
So then I started changing myself and recovery, and then and many things. Uh, Everything is in my book. I have rules of change for the better, and I put everything there.
Wow.
Then I was recovered from it. Then I immigrated to another country, Canada, and I met my husband after a few years. And there, then I was struggling with fertility, another PTSD problem, another trauma. But because I already passed that previous trauma, I told myself this is different. I should recover from this, and I shouldn't struggle with this problem. This is the way I was familiar with PTSD. I could understand how I can tune up my mind and body, and how I can get to the point that I was, and how I can change my life again. So I discovered a formula that, and I talked to so many experts, and I already have the interviews in my podcast. This was a very long journey for me, but I really wanted to have those podcasts and show to just show other women that uh, you are not alone. If something like this happened to you, if you are hit by trauma, if you are struggling with fertility, you are not alone. You're gonna be recovered from it, and you're gonna regain your power and regain your reproduction power as well.
Pantea, oh my goodness, what an amazing journey you've had of trauma and compassion and kindness and recovery. It's incredible what you've been through, and that you could find it in your heart to um, forgive these people that have caused injury to you. But something you said there about this happened to you again, do you feel like it was a mindset thing that was sort of attracting that kind of thing to you, or?
Yes, yeah. The second time when I was in Australia, yes, because still I had those nightmares. Still, I was reviewing the face of that thief, and still, I was, I could feel the pain at my back because I had a very bad back injury. So I was not recovered mentally, even if I was recovered physically, but I was not recovered mentally and spiritually. That's why I started changing my mindset that time. So instead of thinking about that nightmare, I started having better dreams, because
Right.
I started new life in Australia. Then I came to Canada. So I had lots of good dreams that I should achieve. So why should I think about something that already passed and I was recovered from it?
Amazing. So you changed how you were thinking, which then changed how you felt in your body, changed what was drawn to you, and then changed your life.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Amazing. So was it after all this that you decided to train to be do all the other training, the coach training that you've done?
No, after my fertility struggle, after 2 years, one day I told me and my husband decided to discontinue treatment because the treatment in Canada is so expensive, IVF, and you have all the struggles, you have to pay a lot of money and all the stress and pressure on you. So that time I said, let it go. I don't want to think about it. If it's in God's plan, I will have it. If it's not, I won't. But still, I had lots of dream because I built this dream. Even that time I was not married yet. I built the dream that I will have a daughter and I will go to another country and live. I knew that it's gonna be happen because I feel her warmth on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I have it. So with all the statistics that you go to fertility clinics, I didn't want to believe it. Because when you go there, especially when you're over 40, you don't get positive feedbacks. Sometimes if you have a good specialist and if you are in a good clinic, yes, you may have good positive feedbacks. But unfortunately, I was not. The specialist told me, you may not be sure that you're going to have your baby because you're over 40, so don't be so sure, go with donor egg. She was not positive at all. Even at time of implanting, she said, okay, we did it, but the egg quality are not good. With these things and all the statistics that you've heard that women over 40 cannot have a baby, I was thinking, oh my goodness, I have to change this in my mind. So we stop all the treatment and then we just start living, and I start producing something. I said, okay, I'm gonna publish my book. I published my book. I tried to start whatever I had fear most. So what I did, I used to go to violin class, and my instructor said, you have to participate in a concert, and with the audience you have to play. I said, no, I can't do this. I had this fear. And he said, no, you have to do it. And I said, okay. And then I don't know, something happened after that performance. I felt so confident, like I could produce something with good professionals. I could do it in front of a large audience. Then why I cannot do a lot of creative thing in my life? So I started again too many things. So I started, as I said, published my book to bestseller, and then I see when you are in a desperate mode, nothing gonna happen in your life. Even if you change your specialist, even if you have a best diet, go with the best program, but if you are not in productivity mode, then you're not gonna achieve it. So in my book, actually, in my upcoming book, I talk about this productivity level. What does that mean? When there are different levels. The first level is when you are thinking about basic needs, like Maslow hierarchy. I don't know if you know about this.
Yes,
because you are
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes. So you are in basic need. When you are there, you don't think about productivity. You're just thinking that finding the food, eating something, and shelter your family. Then you go to higher and higher levels, up to somewhere that you said, oh, I'm going to promote myself. I'm going to have a better job. I'm going to have a better income. I'm going to do some personal development for myself. On that point, you can start producing something.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So it's tied in with you're creating, and it's tied in with being creative and productive. And
nothing is separate from the project management that I already studied, because everybody said, why are you doing this? You are doing PTSD, which is not related to your IT background. I said, yes, it is related, because I did math, I did engineering, and I know about the brain and how productivity can change your life. I think something, if you change your physical appearance, something in your spiritual and mind gonna be changed. Let's say if you start producing something in the real world, like producing art, producing something physical, something spiritual happen in you, and then you start producing, and your reproduction power gonna be awakened and start to do something for you.
It makes total sense to me, actually, that you're getting yourself into that creative space and away from, as you said, just the basic needs, trying to satisfy basic needs, which is actually a stressful situation if you're worried about basic protection and food and those kinds of things. You're in a stress state as well, so your nervous system is not going to be in that creation mode, and creating, and it's just going to be worried about survival and not worried about procreating. So that's really interesting.
And something about the stress, everybody say, okay, that's related to a stress, but it's not easy to define a stress in this way. Yes, there are stress hormones which affect your body, but I try to categorize it in the lowest level of hierarchy needs. Because when you are on that lowest level, you have a stress because you have to find the food, you have to find the shelter. Your mind is so busy. Instead of having the reproduction system doing the job, you are doing some other things. But there is another thing here. Everybody say, okay, there are some people, even they don't think about reproduction, they are not young, but something happened and they have their baby. I said, your body normally should produce a baby. The moment you put a pressure on this, you stop this process. Instead of pushing this, you stop it.
You were talking about stress and how that affects the body.
Yes, I said when you are in lowest level of hierarchy needs, your mind is so busy to think about creativity, right? But as soon as you let it go, you just live your life the way it is, and you enjoy your life. You enjoy being with your partner, and you enjoy to do some creative things. That's the moment it's gonna happen. Lots of my friends and clients, I talk to them, and after 2 years they got their baby, and the first thing I always ask them, are you happy with your job?
Okay.
90% are not happy. 90%, I'm telling you.
Wow.
They are busy with their job that they don't like it, and they stifle all the productivity and creativity in their body.
So they're not in a happy place. They're not feeling comfortable.
They are not. So I tell them, I'm not saying you quit your job. Do whatever you like. If you cannot quit your job, do some side hustle, or do something creative, something fun beside your job. If you want to just continue like this, oh, dull and very unhappy, your happy baby doesn't want to come to this world, because it's not going to be created there, because you are not in that level of productivity to let her come out.
Yeah. So we should tell everyone that you did get a little baby girl, and she's 2.5 now, right?
Yes, she is. Yeah, after we let it go, and we try to just enjoy your life.
Mm-hmm.
After 2 months, we had our baby.
Amazing.
Yes. And then I'm so grateful. After having her, I said, okay, I know diet works. I know acupuncture works. I know all this good specialty works. But there is something there in your mindset should be changed. And there is something that you have to change to get to that productivity level.
Pantea is
Yes.
so interesting because I know the same thing with healing as well. Like healing is creative as well. When you're recreating your body after you've had some illness, that you can, yes, you need the good food, yes, you need to do all these physical things, but stress, like you need to deal with stress because you need to create that healing environment, and that can't happen in a stress state. So it's very similar, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. Actually, my mother had a friend. She had a cancer, a stage 3, I guess. Yes, very bad cancer. But she was a very happy lady, very happy lady. She's still alive. I can't believe this. Like, I know 20 years ago, 30 years ago, she had this cancer, but now she's still alive and she's enjoying her life. But you see, some people get the cancer and even a stage, very low stage, and they should be recovered. But because they really focus on this cancer stuff, they cannot be recovered.
Mm.
Again, I had another friend. Her mother was so fussy about the food. She always had cooked food, and she always was so curious, um, so careful to have a healthy food. But at the end, she died from cancer. That's unfortunate for her, but that's what we're doing with the fertility as well, because we think that is not no that is not normal for our life. We don't try to get back to our normal. We just stay on that position. But as soon as you get back to your normal life, you come from this level to this level, and then you let your body heal itself.
Mm. Interesting. So interesting that and I know this, but it's just really good to share with the audience. I think it keeps coming up over and over again with different guests that I have on the show, that it's often it's our mental state and how it's not even actually the stress, but how we feel about the stress in our life. Some people can have a lot of stress and can cope with it very well. It's just how you feel about it. So yeah, it's so important. So whether you're creating a baby, whether you're trying to create wellness, whether you're trying to recover from an illness, you still need to bring that mindset into the program as well, and that's probably the most important thing. I feel like it's where you need to start, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's dive into some of the other things you wanted to talk about. So we were talking about in vitro fertilization, and you're saying it's an option, but you feel like it's not the ultimate remedy.
For IVF, you said?
Yeah.
I'm not against any treatment. All treatments are good, and because lots of women get good results from them. But the first thing that you have to prioritize in your life is getting a positive fertility specialist. Going to the clinic that empowers you, but not not get you down. So that's the most important thing. Doesn't matter which treatment you use. But the problem with IVF is that IVF try to fake your body, because it change your ovulation time. And instead of one egg, it try to get lots of eggs from you, and that fool people, because what happened is, oh, I have 13 eggs, I have 15 eggs, 20 eggs, but you only need one good quality egg. even in your 40s, you can still have that one egg.
Mm-hmm.
You can still have it by the time you ovulating, by the time you have your period, you can still have it. The most important thing to create that one egg is just try to uh, improve your health and your mental, and of course there are other some
Mm-hmm.
underlining stuff that you have to take care of.
Yeah.
Like if you go to TCM, if you talk to TCM and traditional Chinese medicine, which helped me a lot, you will learn that is not only reproduction health, but also you may have some underlying issues that endanger your reproduction. You may have liver issues, you may have
Mm-hmm.
other problem that you even not aware of, and you are not tested for that. And IVF, as I said, um, it may be good for many people, but because it's very, very expensive, you cannot repeat it all the time. And by repeating IVF, you will lose your egg reserve. So it's too many eggs, you get too many hormones. So your body gonna be,
Yeah.
you have to adjust. It's difficult. But I'm not saying it's bad, but it's so
Yeah.
expensive.
And still better to do all the other health things that go along with it,
Yes.
eating healthy food, and getting sleep and the proper mindset and all that. And you talked about the importance of having whatever practitioner you're working with, having a positive attitude, because it's almost like a placebo or nocebo effect, where if someone says, well, no, it doesn't look that good, well then it's becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy then. So that's really important. So I know we're getting low on time. So
Mm-hmm.
I know that you've written this book, and so is it a book? It's a book to help people to conceive a child.
Yes, actually, my book is a contribution of around 20 experts, fertility experts, coaches,
Okay.
and also psychologists, acupuncturists. I have a few acupuncturists and TCM practitioner in my um, interviews. I try to have all the help for women who are struggling with this problem.
Mm,
So yes, I go through pre-order soon. So I announce pre-order for you, Jane, so you can um, put it there for your audience. And I
yes.
have a website, Kalhor.com, which is going to be launched. I think the time that we go live, my website is going to be completed. So I have a pre-order book, I have courses, and I have all the things that they need to be connected. And I don't want them to feel that they are alone.
Perfect. Well, I'll put all those links in the comments afterwards, so people will have that. That's really great. So I always ask everyone this question: what is one thing that you would recommend that people can do today to get themselves moving towards optimal health?
Okay, I tell you. Actually, as I said, physical appearance really seeing whatever in reality and physical world really affect your mind and spiritual spirits. So you start from cleaning your house. You
Okay.
can't believe how important is this. Why? Let's say you have a fridge that some parts of it is still not touched, right? As soon as you clean everything and then get rid of something that is already corrupted, and you clean and you have a very nice fridge, then two things happen. First of all, you don't need to look for something that is there somewhere. And second thing, you know what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And third thing, you get a good feeling.
Yeah.
That's come back to your body and your mind. I'm 100% sure every people have the same thing. There are some parts of your house which is not cleaned yet. There are some parts of your drawers that which is not clean. But as soon as you get rid of clutters and get rid of those unnecessary things, by seeing this with your eyes, your brain get it, and you start organizing your mind and spirits.
I love that.
By
This physical and mental cleaning, it's sending the signal to your brain that you matter, and that without all this clutter, you can think clearly, you can eat clearly, and you just have an overall sense of well-being.
the mistakes people made, they start changing without changing the appearance. So you just think you have a messy room, you are trying to find your stuff by looking for them for long hours.
Mm-hmm.
But then you start your personal development. I think you can't. That's
Right.
the first thing to do. Like I used to teach in high school, in child cares, and in college. These 3 levels. The first thing I tell my students was clean your physical appearance and clean your physical environment you live there. It really helps. Some of them, but after sometimes you can't believe it. I had students with low results. They had very bad grades in math. But after doing this, I could see the difference. They had lots of confidence and they got very good results in math. You can't believe how this physical appearance and environment changing can change your body and your mind.
Yeah, I do. I believe that, Pantea. That's really interesting. I say in my Wonderful Fine group, I say that too. The first thing to do when you're trying to change the way you are eating and want to eat healthier, first thing is declutter your kitchen. Just clean it up, get rid of the stuff you don't need, make it a place that you want to be, and then that helps with success, right? And that's the same thing you're saying. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. No one said that on the show before, so I really love that. So tell me again where people can find you.
Yes, I have a website, panteakalhor.com. And I also I'm gonna have a Facebook group for people to connect if they have fertility issues. I will give you the links later.
Okay.
Because right now I'm recording the show with the experts because I have a pre-order book. It's called Naturally Conceived.
Okay.
Yeah. So after recording finished, I'm gonna have the group, and then they can connect to this group. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, I'm sure if we've got anyone in our audience who either they're trying to conceive or maybe their sons and daughters are trying to conceive and they're having trouble, I know that they're going to get a lot of great information from you. But also just you've given us some really good information too, just about caring about yourself, caring about your environment, and how that can help you with your health. So thank you so much for being on the show today, Pantea.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Bye.
Yes. Bye.